County this evening. It's where communities there continue to deal with the aftermath of major storm damage, and some have even been left without homes. As our Galen Markham reports, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice surveyed the damage firsthand today, also meeting with local first responders to discuss future aid.
It's been less than a week since storms tore through Fayette County, impacting numerous families. On Monday, members of the Nuttall Volunteer Fire Department shared the scope of the EF2 tornado that devastated their area last Tuesday.
Trees down everywhere, lines down everywhere, homes everywhere, roofs everywhere. It was just something you see on TV, you know, in Oklahoma or Kansas or Alabama, somewhere other than La Vista, West Virginia. Right now we're over 30 plus homes that have some type of damage. We have 9 displacements, 7 total destroyed.
Governor Jim Justice paid a visit to Fayette County on Monday. Here, he got a first-hand look at the damage.
It's another chapter in the horror story of what bad weather can do in this state. It's impossible for me to almost believe we've got tornadoes in West Virginia, you know. An E2 tornado in West Virginia.
Governor Justice tells us that he is working to find relief for the communities impacted there in Fayette County, as last week's isolated incidents leave them unqualified for federal assistance. He says he is working to find more immediate assistance, but also plans to reintroduce a tabled budget allocation during the special session in May, which would help cover future incidents of this nature.
We absolutely have to do something to be able to step up and help these great folks that do everything for us all the time and have had an isolated event happen to where they don't qualify for FEMA. You know, they may not have insurance, they don't qualify for FEMA. You know, why can't we step up?
Here for you in Fayette County, I'm Galen Markham, WVVA News.
Thank you for that report, Galen. The Nuttall Volunteer Fire Department says that they've received an outpouring of help from volunteers across the area who clean debris, broken down trees, and more. They're currently reevaluating their situation and hope to have an updated plan of action later this week. And people